Hello everyone, welcome back to Offside FC. So as the new season started, and we'll be talking about Barcelona's first two games against Mallorca and today against Levante. So when we see the first game at the beginning, Barca was really good, Barca was solid, Barca was defending well, Barca was attacking well, and throughout the game Barca was attacking 24 times their shots, and then on the other hand Mallorca shot only 4. So that game was decent, but Hansi Flick wasn't happy, which is every Barca fan also, because when we see the last season, we were constantly attacking. Like for 90 minutes, we are trying to intensify the game. We are playing with the same energy, same intensity. But when we see the first game, that after 45 minutes, the first teams look like sleepy. They are just, they're just being too casual, so too relaxing. They are not attacking that well. But as that was the first game, let's say Hansi Flick maybe shouted at them, and what Hansi Flick said that he didn't like the game because after the first half when Mallorca becomes down to 9 men, it was like everyone was imagining that okay, now they will play a riot against Mallorca as they are down to 9 men. So Barca has the opportunity to do that, but unfortunately the player doesn't able to do that. I don't know, they are sleeping, and Hansi Flick also didn't like that things. But okay, that was the first game, so we can consider that one, that the new season started, player trying to get adapted with this with the matches and so on. But okay, that one is the first game. We forgot about these things. But what happens today? Today is very interesting. At first, Hansi Flick started with a very unusual look, unusual shape. 4 defender that as we don't have Inigo Martinez, so the defender were like, okay, that was our option, that is our options currently that we have. I don't have any complaint about the defender. Then come to the midfielder, as Frankie de Jong is not in the squad today due to his family reasons, so that was his other things. But when we see that the midfielder is Pedri and Casado, and to be honest, Casado really did well. We don't talk about Pedri. Pedri is one of the best player, and so we cannot complain about Casado. Casado is doing great, but what happens in the attacking? The attacking was our main problems. We are getting goals from we concede goals from the counter attack. So that was other questions. But what we did, like how we attacked, that was a questionable things, because when we say that now currently that we have 4 attacker. Lamine Yamal in his positions, then we have Ferran Torres, Rafinha and Marcus Rashford. So when we say that Marcus Rashford, he played for a while and he is giving a very decent performance, which is not bad. It's quite a decent performance, but because of him we are not able to use 100% of Rafinha, because when we see that Rafinha is not getting the balls, Rafinha cannot make the run because the area is too congested. And on the other hand, as we know that Ferran Torres is not able to play in a very tight space. So when we see that Ferran Torres are getting the ball there, he's losing the possessions because he is not able to manage those tight space where maybe Omo was a good options for us, which we saw at the second half. And then okay, that was the main problem, that we cannot use Rafinha for 100% of his capability. Then we are unable to use Ferran for his capability, because Ferran was able to make run and so on, but that area is so congested, so crowded, almost 7 defenders are staying on that area. Ferran was getting the ball, there are 4 or 5 defenders all around him, and he cannot move. So that's the problem, that what happens in today's match. And then when we see that after the second half, when Hansi Flick become crazy, so this is the one thing that I found it very interesting, because when we see the last season, there are some match where we lost the game. This is because of when the opponent become too much defensive. Then all of a sudden, I don't know why, we cannot break through. We cannot go through them. We cannot break their what they call pass parking style, some kind of nasty crazy football where there are 10 men defending and so on. Then we cannot, as a Barca, we cannot get through. That might be because I told before, that might be because of our player is inexperienced yet. Maybe in next 1 or 2 seasons they will be more developed to they will create new techniques to break those things and so on. But when we see today, what Hansi Flick does is he bring the attacker, he took off for Marcus Rashford, he bring Lewandowski, and and then Omo is very nice about that things. He managed to try space. So when you see that the Omo is making the run there, like he taking 2-3 defender with him, and then the Ferran Torres is getting the chance. Like when we see that the Pedri's goal, it was like almost like, people say it's deflected, but the shot was too nice. And then when you see that the Ferran Torres, when from the Rafinha's corner, how Ferran Torres scored the goals, because when we see this kind of scenario, we have 4 attacker now, and then every one of them are busy with 1 or 2 defender. Then the Ferran Torres is getting the chance. He himself taking 2 men, 2 defender, and then he got the chance to shot. But his finish was really amazing without any questions. But when we see that this kind of scenario, I think Hansi Flick will be doing this kind of things again when you see this kind of bus parking system. So I think we didn't play, to be honest, we didn't play well for the first 2 games, but I believe as this is the first 2 games, and also we're playing away from home from the starting of the season. So we basically in this season we didn't get our home fan advantage yet, and also player psychology, and so in a long time outside in the vacations, and then come out, you didn't see your fan base yet, you didn't have that the peoples in the stadium is shouting for you. So I mean that's kind of scenario. So I was waiting okay, let's see whatever happens. We still cannot predict that what will Barca doing, but we are hoping for the best, that we'll do good in this season, and also we'll be doing good in the Champions League when it comes. So that's all about today, Barcelona's first 2 match update. Let's see what happens in the next week. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.